Hey, by the way, for those that are watching, we're going to be going from the Primegen React to my actual main Reddit, the Primegen, so expect this one to be closing down soon. Okay, Google's AI search gives site dire choice, share data or die. All right, Bloomberg, you can Bloomberg these nuts. Let's do this. All right. Google now displays convenient artificial-based intelligent answers at the top of search pages, meaning users may never click through to the websites whose data is being used to power those results. But many site owners say they can't afford to block Google's AIs from summarizing their content. Also kind of wild. I wonder if Google pays these people, because obviously a lot of these websites, they make their money via AdSense. You can see this whole cycle right here that kind of feels pretty crappy. That's because the Google tool that sifts through web content to come up with the AI answers is the same one that keeps track of the web pages for search results, according to its publishers. Blocking Alphabet Incorporated Google, the way sites have blocked some of its AI competitors, would also hamper the site's ability to be discovered online. All right, Google's dominance in search, which a federal court ruled last week is an illegal monopoly. By the way, this is kind of wild. Google being hit with the monopoly. I mean, I am very curious, because the thing is that Gmail, I'm not sure if Gmail can survive on its own. I mean, how much of Google products can survive on its own? Google's already known for killing everything. So imagine if they actually have to be broken up. All of it's dead. You can't create a company off of, but I guess Maps now shows, I don't know the last time you opened up Maps, but it's just filled with ads now. Like if you scroll through Maps to try to get somewhere, there's just advertise. Yeah, OpenStreetMaps for the win. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I don't want to open up Maps just in case it somehow doxes my location. I have no idea. Anyways, it feels like Brave search AI summaries are good because they actually summarize the first few results in search. No bullshit hallucination. I'm curious how they're summarizing it then, because they can't be any statistical model would struggle. I'm not sure how you take out hallucination unless if they're using some other form of AI, right? Google's dominance in search, which federal court ruled last week as a monopoly, is giving it decisive advantage in the brewing AI wars, which search startups and publishers say is unfair as the industry takes shape. The dilemma is particularly acute for publishers, which face a choice between offering up their content for use by AI models that could make their sites obsolete and disappearing from Google search as a top search source of traffic. It is kind of a crazy thing. Because didn't Google get recently in some sort of big trouble? This must have been a decade ago or a half decade ago, where if you used Google in the bigger view, it would show part of the rendered website in Google on the side, or it'd take some amount of the data. And wasn't that that was shown that they got hit in court for that one, didn't they? I can't remember what happened there. Google AMP. I can't remember what it was, but I do remember it involved showing the results on the side. I'm trying to remember when Google wasn't on the trouble. Is Google AMPs? Excerpts? Yeah. I just can't remember what it was. In the EU, Google can't link to Maps in Google search. That solved it. Classic EUW. That solved the monopoly. Just like that. Because when I search up for a place, you know what I want? I want to have to go to someone's website to find their address. I don't want something that just says navigate to their location so I can give them money. I want something that says, okay, hold on. Where's the about page? I just want it front and center. Just give me the place. Give me the place to go. You can click on Maps and look for it. Okay. That's much nicer. I just don't think that solves any issues. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that solves any issues. I really don't think removing Maps, that convenient little call/Maps summary, saves anything. It gives me that morsel of traffic. Yeah, but if you're a restaurant, do you really want traffic, or do you want people showing up? I'm not convinced that it's that great. The EU has gotten quite a few things correct. I think there's quite a few things that are very, very nice that the EU has done. I'm happy that they're fighting for the privacy. I think it's good. I think that if you request your data, you should be able to see all data related to you. I like the PII stuff. I like that you can't store personally identifiable information all over the place. I think all those things are really great. I think the USB-C for iPhones, hey, that's pretty great. I can't argue that. Even though I'm not a huge fan of one country dictating what a company does in a different country. I don't think those are great things, because then when one country does it to another, you may not like it as much, but I'm fine, right? I'm fine with a lot of the stuff, but I don't feel like this is I don't think that is a W, right? That just doesn't feel like you're not really doing anything. You're not changing the landscape. Google said AI overviews, the summaries displayed at the top of the Google search, are part of its long-standing commitment to serve higher quality information by literally using something that hallucinates and bolsters opportunities for publishers and other businesses. Every day, Google sends billions of clicks to sites across the web, and we intend for this long-established value exchange with websites to continue. A Google spokesperson said in a statement. With AI overviews, people find search more helpful, and they're coming back to search more, creating new opportunities for content to be discovered. So do you see what that is? Do you see how they came to this conclusion? So for those that aren't familiar with what is referred to as an A/B test, effectively on an A/B test, you're going to have version A, which is usually your current one, your control. Then you're going to have B, C, and it's going to keep on going for some amount of time. And each one of these are going to have a control for a different thing. Your goal is to have as low amounts of variables as possible because you don't want to confound the results. Because if you have just like a giant change here versus this one, it's hard to say why this one maybe won or did not win. So it's very important to try to split up things and to make it really well researched. So if you look at this thing right here, it says they're coming back to search more, creating new opportunities for content to be discovered. What they're really saying is that in the A/B test, we have a core metric, which is probably going to be searches per user. That's probably Google's most core metric of all time. If this goes down, then what they did is bad. If this goes up, what they did is good. They want people doing more searches, is my guess. And when I say searches per user, I bet you there's some sort of like, what's it called? Like, quality searches per user, right? So it's not searching the same thing. It's searching new things each time. And so the quality searches per user, it going up, is probably very good for them. And so when they did this test and someone could just go and search and get an answer and then dip and then search something else, they're like, people are searching more, therefore more ads, therefore this quality searches per user is going up. We're good to go. This test is a success. We're going to keep on going. All right, since its earliest days, Google has deployed a piece, I mean, at least that's how I read it, by the way, is that I just read it that they did a test. They showed that people are using Google more, therefore they're not going to change it. All right, because they know that if they get more quality searches per user and they can show that one ad directly below their AI result, they get you to see that ad. They get the charge for a view, not even a click, a view. Don't they reduce ad views? No, they don't. Because like, look at this. If I go, how to make chicken nuggets. Oh, I didn't even get a little summarizer. Where's my summarizer? What's a good summary article? How to read a file in Zig. Damn. When I'm in incognito ain't helping right now. Incognito just ain't helping at all. Is this an incognito problem? I usually always get these. How to read a file in Zig. I always get AI results. Where's my AI results? Okay, well, I can't get it. I can't get AI results. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what happened. I forget what questions I've... There you go. Male average height. This one had AI. There you go. AI overview. So this one, surprisingly, doesn't give us anything. Then we get this one right here. This one doesn't have any ads. There's no ads on this search. So, but usually what I see is that this right here is an AI, right? And then right here is an ad. They call this boots and hats, by the way. So the hat down here contains the ad. So they do get to sell that as a view. Fun little thing. Search for the new Samsung and you'll get ads. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get a lot of ads doing that. Yeah, it's called an impression. Yes, I just always called it a view, right? But yes, an impression. I work on YouTube. Views are king. Anyways, even though we do use impressions, since the earliest days, Google has deployed a piece of software known as the Google Bot to visit or crawl millions of websites, building up a detailed repository of global internet. That index has posed a daunting barrier to entry for companies that have sought to build rival search engines over the years, even ones with deep pockets like Microsoft Corp. Bing has just never been good. Oh man, I feel bad. Microsoft has poured so much money into Bing, and all they got was an AI that tried to convince you to leave your wife. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy how little they got out of it so far. The rise of generative AI has touched off a new wave of startups seeking to offer search products in which AI models deliver succinct answers to user questions. By the way, actually, I want to go back. Has anyone actually used Bing? In here, does anyone actually use Bing unironically? Like they like Bing. Press 1 in the chat if you like Bing. I just want to see some ones. Just let the ones happen. Dude, it's so offensive that people can't even let ones happen. There are some people that are saying ones. There's actually more than one. Stop making Bing happen. I'm not making Bing happen. I'm just asking. If you use DuckDuckGo, you're using Bing. Oh, is DuckDuckGo backed up by Bing? I didn't realize DuckDuckGo is backed up by Bing. I was using DuckDuckGo for a while, but I found the results to be really painful sometimes. DuckDuckGo is just a reskinned Bing. Okay, well, today I learned. Oh, is that why it sucks? Dude, I always found DuckDuckGo to be really frustrating, and this all of a sudden just makes so much more sense. Now, when you guys say it that way, I'm just like, okay, this explains so much more when it comes to DuckDuckGo. Okay. Yeah, depressed out. I thought Brave was backed up by Google. Well, is Brave not backed up by Google search? Brave is indie now? Because I know I thought Brave for a while was a Google search, but not anymore. Is not backed up by Google? Okay. Pretty sure it's not. It's all it's all Chromium. Like, Google wins either way. But is it backed up by Lycos then? Or Hotbot? Or Yahoo? Which is now known as Omen. Alta Vista. Alta La Vista. Baby. Yandex, Lycos, yeah, I know. Good stuff. All right, the chatbot's popularity has sparked a panic within Google about the future of its search engine, which for so long seemed invincible. It's pretty funny that Google had this happen to them in the sense that Google was on top, absolutely on top. They were considered the best place for AI, the best place for everything, for search, all that. And then in a very short period of time, their entire world got absolutely destroyed. It's pretty shocking how fast that can happen. It's pretty shocking how fast that a change like this can happen, but I wonder how many more of these changes are left to happen. Because after AI, what comes? Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Real talk, like what comes after AI? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Not your wife, damn. The bubble burst, crypto, quantum AI. I kid you not, I've seen articles pushed to me. Quantum AI. Like, we're talking about some real E equals MC squared plus AI LinkedIn energy coming in here, okay? Look at this. This is from Google. Google Quantum AI. QPU. I don't even know what that means, okay? I don't even know what quantum and AIs have to do with each other, but apparently they do. Before these startups can truly threaten the search giant business, they must crawl the web, and that's no easy feat. Yeah, that makes sense. Being crawled costs website owners money, computing power, and storage. So many publishers include a file that sets out rules for bots visiting their sites. The companies given the most leeway are usually Google and Microsoft Bing, which can drive traffic to sites through their search engine. Yeah, but search startups can't promise such traffic before gaining traction, which is one reason why the young firms have begun striking deals to pay publishers to license content. Oh, interesting. Licensing content. It just seems like an impossible proposition because for you to be able to build an alternative, you need to be able to have pockets enough to be able to license out that content, right? Because I know Stack Overflow is doing it. Stack Overflow is really targeting not being, really pushing not to have their stuff in all these AI summaries. Reddit is doing it. It honestly, this puts an incredible moat in between a search startup and success. Reddit is Google exclusive. Oh, Reddit is a Google exclusive now? I didn't even see that. Dang. I mean, that's a huge win for Google because, I mean, they've always wanted to be able to put on the world's greatest fedora, and now they've actually bought the Fedora production company themselves. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Now you have a bunch of tech companies that are paying for content. They're paying for access to that because they need it to be able to compete with any kind of serious way. Yeah. Whereas for Google, they don't really have to do that. Magoogle. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, this all makes sense. I mean, it's hard for me to say that this is bad or good. And why I say that is that we all want to be able to use a good search service. And so I can understand why if people are like, if I'm going to open up my business to search for one company, I want to use Google because they're going to have the most people using it. You have this whole like user problem. Brave search is actually good. Is it actually good? Because that's like, I mean, I see the problem. I see why people would do this. Like, I'm not arguing against the people that are doing it, But do I think it's good in 5 years? Do I think it's good for people overall? Probably not. I don't think it is good that one company can have that much access. So I don't know. So that's like the whole problem I have is I can see the two sides. I don't know which one. I don't know which one is worse or better. How it goes to the second page of the search? Yeah, poor second page search results. Dude, that's it. You know, we're gonna make a website called Second Page Google Results, and it's just simply page 2. Web is broke. Let's fix it. You can't really fix it. I don't think. There's too much money, and the efficiency has been taken away. The thing that makes like products really great back in the day is that there's still a lot of efficiency. So people were able to create companies that could actually make money, and so you're able to actually see an inefficiency and go, oh, I like this. And I want to be able to grab that and make it more efficient. But we've been doing that for like the last 20 years. And so now there is no efficiency left in the market. Everything is as like tight as it possibly can be. And so it's very difficult to find for any like competitor or people to get in because it's already like, what are you going to do? Everything's already been min-max. What are you going to do? There are no margins left. Yeah, the margins are gone. That's why you still like Amazon doesn't make money off of Amazon. Amazon makes money purely pretty much on AWS because there's still margins. And every single time they want to gain more of that market, they could lower their margins, thus making the competition even more difficult. It's kind of wild to think that they don't make any money off of anything. That's why Twitch is under so much like, let's add new ways to be able to add in a monetization. Let's have highlighting messages. Let's have screen celebrations. Let's have this. Let's have that. Because they want ways to be able to get more money through Amazon. UDM 14. Is YouTube actually break even? I'd be surprised. UDM 14 is Google search without all the crap. Okay. Patreon and Nebula is still a good example of being able to disrupt. Are they? I mean this in the most sincere and honest way. I thought OnlyFans was a much better way to disrupt before the porn part. Because OnlyFans, you could actually create videos behind a paywall. And you could actually have, you could create something that you want to distribute all this. Patreon's very hard to distribute these types of assets. I know, but Patreon's much harder to distribute videos. I've looked into it. At least last year when I was looking into it, it was much harder to do distribution of videos than it is. There's a lot of rules around distribution of videos and all that. Whereas pre-porn OnlyFans, OnlyFans for a while was supposed to be like an IRL streaming website. It was supposed to be like an alternative to Twitch, a non-gaming Twitch. And then they realized that, you make that money. They tried to rebrand off porn recently too. They did, and then realized it's not going to work. So they're like, just give it. Shockingly, porn makes money. I know people still simping. Simping be simping, man. All right. Amid the waves of deal making between media companies and AI startups, Google has been a notable holdout. With the exception of reported $60 million deal with Reddit Incorporated, Google has signaled to publishers behind closed doors that it is not interested in negotiating, according to two people with knowledge of the matter, who asked not to be identified because the information is private. I'm going to leak information, but please don't tell anybody. Always such a strange thing. It's always hard for me to even trust. When that happens, can I even trust what you're saying? I don't even think I can trust what you're saying, right? Anyways, media companies have little leverage in these conversations. Earlier this year, Google rolled out AI overviews in which the company uses AI to give succinct answers to some users' questions at the top of the search page. Publishers were immediately concerned about the impact the answers could have on their traffic, but had no clear way to address those fears. Oh, it'll absolutely address those traffics. Absolutely 110%. But Google has already kind of been doing that. You know how we did the whole, average height lookup? Right? This is the AI answer. But Google also does this, right? So this has been going on for quite some time, that they've already plucked out the primary information, which I look at this, and I never even go to verywellhealth.com. I will, in fact, never go to this website because Google already did this long before the AI. It is 100%, right? It's 100% taking information, right? Structured data markup, very well health, so good. So, much health, wow fitness. Google uses separate crawler for some AI products, such as its chatbot Gemini, but its main crawler, the Googlebot, serves both AI overviews and Google search. A company spokesperson said Googlebot governs AI overviews because AI and the company's search engine are deeply intertwined. Shocking. The thing that gets all the information off the internet and scrapes everything that you've ever done, which is used to feed the AIs, is somehow tied in with the AIs. I can't believe that. What are the chances? The spokesperson added that its search result page shows information in a variety of formats, including images and graphics. Google also said publishers can block specific pages or parts of pages from appearing in AI overviews in the search results, but that would likely also But that would also likely bar those snippets from appearing across all of Google's other search features, too, including web link listings. So that's the big one right there. There you go. Apparently, that's what they're trying to say here. So that's the point of this entire article, is this line right here. It is a very weird world to be able to live where Google can source information, show you that information, you get the information, but you have no idea where that sourcing is really coming from, right? Like, you just simply get hit with that information. Like, I personally did not know this, right? Like, first off, I have no idea where any of these things are coming from, but I have to go look for it to try to find these things, right? It's very, very hard. It's a whack-a-mole game, yeah. It shouldn't be opt-out. Yeah. It's interesting, to say the least. All right. Many publishers, which often rely on search engines for at least half their traffic, aren't willing to take the risk of minimizing their reach. Of course not. You can't take the risk of minimizing reach. You're hoping people still click through, and that directly affects your revenue. Google's position understates the significant risk this poses to content creators, particularly those that rely on search visibility for their livelihood, said Mark McCollum, who heads up innovation at Raptive, which represents publishers and influencers. By opting out, creators may inadvertently reduce their overall search presence, which could harm their ability to reach audiences and generate revenue. Kyle Wines, the CEO of iFixit, a website that publishes free online repair guides for consumer electronics, said their site's relationship with Google is much more tenuous than with other AI companies. I can block Claudebot from indexing us without harming our business. Wow. It is kind of wild. iFixit mentioned. Wines wrote in an email referring to the bot generative AI startup Anthropic. If I block Googlebot, we lose traffic and customers. Dang. That's wild. I can't believe that. That has to suck, because you know for a fact, especially with something like iFixit, which has all these fix it guides and all that they literally live and die by SEO. This is textbook monopolistic behavior, yeah, because if you need a quick fix and it has like the 3 steps you need to do, and then it just shows those 3 steps for you in AI, you just walk on. Right? You could just, oh, that's cool. Okay, see you later. I use iFixit all the time. I've never used iFixit. This is blackmail. It's like a weird form of blackmail, because you couldn't quite call it like textbook blackmail. You couldn't quite call in court probably call this blackmail. It's gatekeeping. That's it. It's gatekeeping. Just like Twitter. This is why junior engineers can't become programmers. Extortion. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of like extortion. Maybe the problem is the blackmail requires a threat. This one's not a threat. It's a monopoly. The best way to put that is it's purely a monopoly. You either opt in to everything or you opt into nothing. Your choice. And the problem is that whether you like it or not, Google has become the center for all the things. Pay us or no one ever sees you, Google. I mean, that's the hard part about a monopoly. They've already been a monopoly. How much of the search, let's see, hold on. How much of search is through Google? I'm asking to Google. Thank you. Thank you, AI Overview. I'll never visit these websites, and I'll just assume you're correct. Google at 81.2% of the global desktop search market. Google also has 95% of the mobile share. So as you can see, one could imagine, or 82%. I said 81.2, 82% of global traffic, 95% of mobile. Like, that's a lot. Yo, Yahoo hanging on strong, baby. I mean, that's a lot of the market. So if you can't appear in this result, that's pretty much just opted out of all mobile search. Oh, number 2 is oh, that's funny. Bing had 3.5. Bing mentioned the Yandex, and Yahoo is still a search engine? No, it's not. What percentage of Google or of search is through Google? All right, there you go. Okay, a couple searches down, this started to be a little bit nicer. Look, Yahoo's her. Oh man, even on Yahoo's website. Oh, Yahoo's going down even on their own website. Oh my gosh, it's so over. And Bing, look at Bing go. Bing is going up. We'll do a little bit more of this article. I think I can't imagine there's much juice left in here. Google's deal with Reddit, where millions of users engage in heated debates about niche topics. Really, that's what Reddit is? Is that how you define Reddit? Offers the company a treasure trove of information for AI models. Is that why AI models are so shitty? Is that why you have to threaten AI models? You have to like emotionally manipulate AI models to really do the right stuff, and that's because it was trained on Reddit? But why AI models? Treasure trove, 60 million. Not really. Yeah, you really do. Like, if you want the good AI models, you got to get out there. You got to get out there saying some real weird stuff. The deal coincided with changes Google's made that boosted the presence of the result from forums like Reddit in the search results, driving huge gains in traffic to the social media site. A spokesperson for Reddit said improvements in product quality and speed have also contributed to the growth in traffic. Are they trying to say that new Reddit is better than old Reddit? Is that what they're really still trying to sell that one? I mean, I currently use new Reddit, so I don't have a lot to talk about. I think they're saying it does. Search startup Perplexity is in talks with Reddit about licensing content, but the Google deal has set a rate that is hard for a startup to match, according to a person familiar with the matter. 60 million? Google said the deal with Reddit is far-reaching partnership that covers more than just training data. The spokesperson for Reddit declined to comment on business discussions. Perplexity declined to comment. Perplexity ain't gonna have this one. Old Reddit is nice if you don't want to sign in. Okay. What's crazy is people started deleting their Reddit posts in protest, and Reddit was like, nah, we can undelete. I remember that. I remember when when a bunch of Reddit people were just like, we're going to turn off all the Reddit subreddits. And then everyone started turning off the subreddits, and man, people were doing stuff. And then like a week later, I don't know what happened because everybody stopped caring. It was crazy. It was actually crazy what happened. I mean, you got like, dude, good on everybody. You caused more than a week of disruption. Then everybody clapped. Dude, it's great. They removed a third-party API, I know, and everyone was really sad about this one company that makes $0, and everybody just used and abused them. But then when they couldn't keep on going, everyone got angry. And oh yeah, Reddit search never worked. My favorite thing ever was there's this GIF of the South Park news anchor that saw something in Reddit, like couldn't find 20 minutes later or something like that. It was some really funny meme how they phrased it, and I loved it. And then 20 minutes later, I was like, oh, crap, I better go find this cool search result. And then I couldn't find it. And I became the meme. It was so meta that I became the meme because of it. It was crazy. Hey, thank you very much. Imaruhu. Appreciate the 5 gifted subs. And it's gone. It's crazy. You've always been a meme. I'm literally a meme. Other search startups have concluded that data is simply out of reach. Man, that's a real moat, by the way. This actually should be much more worrying than anything else. We would have needed 20 years of our current revenue just to pay Reddit, said Vladimir Prilavik, founder of Kagi, a search startup. That's not even a possibility I'm entertaining. And this is why VCs end up owning so much of all these startups. You know who the real winners are here? VCs. That's the real winners here. You know why? Because they're like, oh, you need that data? Oh, damn. Damn, if only, I guess if only somebody had money and you had something I wanted. Crazy. If only you knew somebody that had both money and the connection to these companies to be able to talk about it. Gosh, if only. Small startups aren't alone in their struggles. OpenAI recently launched Search GPT, a test version of its wildly popular chatbot tailored for search, yet popular websites including Amazon, Goodreads, and Uniqlo have blocked the GPT crawler from their sites, according to the public documentation, potentially spelling trouble for OpenAI's ambitions in search. OpenAI has said sites may appear in the search results even if they choose to exclude their... OpenAI is like, yeah, that's cool. Robot.txt. That was a good Robot.txt. You know that Robot.txt? Yeah, it was really good. I read the whole thing. It was incredible. I don't care. That was very nice of you. Bye now. Take care then. Prevlog said Prevlo Prevlovac said at least half of Kagi's costs go towards crawling and other sources of search data. The detailed index of the web is table stakes for the search engine to offer users a detailed view into the contents of the internet. Yet for companies seeking to answer users' questions directly using AI, a model popularized by ChatGPT, the data takes on another level of importance. Prevlovac said, man, I cannot seem to get that correctly. Generative AI models on their own aren't very smart, Prevlovac said. In order to have any sort of high-quality generative AI output, you need to have access to that same search index. Yeah, classic LLM. Prevlovac. The ubiquity of robot.txt files, which is set guidelines for crawling, forces startups to make complex decisions, said Richard Socher, founder of a search startup U.com. The files have not been found to be legally binding. People discovering that a text file ain't legality. Shocker. This is crazy. If you train, it turns out if you train the robots in Australia, your robots.txt, it ain't binding. Crazy. It's wild. Robot.txt is still a thing? Yeah, of course. Please. So companies may crawl public data so long as no login or subscriber credentials are required. And who says they aren't doing login credentials as well? Right? Who says they aren't doing login credentials for all these sites as well? Yeah. You know for a fact that's happening. By the way, thank you everybody for just all the subs. I'm in the middle of reading something. I'll say thank you in just one moment, but I appreciate that. Hey, that the tier 3 hype train. When we do a crawl, we try not to overly burden any website, he said. Any website that has robot.txt file that allows only Google to crawl and nobody else essentially supports a Google search monopoly. It's true. Neva, a search startup founded by former Googlers that was bought by Snowflake Incorporated last year. This is a hilarious name, by the way. Advocated for a crawl neutrality to make it easier for startups to build out their search indices. In a wake of a landmark court ruling finding that Google monopolized the online search market, the Justice Department is considering seeking remedies, including forcing the search giant to share more data with competitors and even breaking up the company. I still think breaking up the company is the wildest thing ever. Gmail, YouTube, all these places, they ain't making money. I mean, YouTube probably makes a little bit of money. I'm curious actually how much money YouTube makes, just because video is expensive. Ingest is expensive. Like, those things are really, really, really expensive. Bloomberg has reported one proposal that's attracted considerable attention is requiring Google to share the data it collects through the Google bot or to open up its famous search index to its rivals. That also feels a little wild, too. YouTube doesn't lose money. I'm curious how much it makes, though. Video is extremely expensive. Wild. We could. Let's Google it. How much does YouTube make? Because I'm sure they have public filings. Let's see, a revenue increase. But what's the net revenue? YouTube free cash flow. What is their free cash flow? Oh gosh. Alphabet's YouTube free cash flow. Does anyone have? Can somebody just give me? Can someone just give it to me? Profit. Net revenue. Let's see, in revenue, more than 23.6 billion in net income. Oh, they make a lot. Okay, YouTube has won. YouTube has absolutely won. That's good to know. They won't share that info? Of course they have to. They're a publicly traded company. That's Alphabet. Oh, Alphabet, parent company of YouTube. Oh, whoopsie daisies. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, see, I'm curious which part of this is 8.1 billion in Q1, more than 20%. Okay, but what's the operating margin? What is the net? What is the net? So they don't make that much money. They're like 10% of Google's money. They make 8.1 billion in Q1. More than 20% billion a year ago, which is a lot. That's a huge increase. But I'm curious what they actually make. Is the word net on here? Okay. The word net is not showing up. You check on Yahoo search. YouTube valuation. Yeah, because I'm now you got me curious. Nice. Thank you for the 10Q. I appreciate HTML 3.1, by the way. HTML 3.1, everybody. Oh, that's still giving me all the gross incomes. I have no idea. HTML 3.1 is the best HTML. It is. It's a very good HTML. But they're not giving us anything other than, oh, damn, look at that. Get wrecked, Netflix. Get wrecked, Netflix. Where's the net? Alphabet, YouTube, global shares. Yeah, see, they're still just giving us the revenue. Just $7,000, they fell off. All right, if anybody wants to actually search through it, average revenue per user, $14. That's pretty good. Section 7, okay. Stable growth. Wait, Section 7 ain't helping me. Ain't helping me right now. 0.6, all right. All right, YouTube has an estimated gross profit margin of 38%, which is significantly lower than its competitive Meta. See, well, I would like to see, so 3 to 18% is what they're guessing. Yeah, I'm curious. Gross profit meaningless. Yeah, it is. In a world like video delivery, gross profit is really meaningless, right? It's hard to pick out just the YouTube expense. No, it's probably not. I'm sure YouTube knows its exact expense. I'm sure, let's see, it's all estimates. They have no line item for it. I somehow doubt that they don't know. I would be completely shocked if a multi-billion-dollar company is like, I don't even know how much we cost. How many servers are we using, Bill? Hey, Bill, come in here, Bill. They're not required. I guarantee you, Google may not let it go, but I guarantee you Google knows exactly how much they cost. Okay? You know for a fact, Google knows. Yeah, they just don't break it out for public, yeah. Their infra is unfathomable. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely Bill's on vacation. Bill, how much we cost? All right. I at this point, this is great. This article is great. I don't really want to keep reading it. I think we kind of got everything. The juice, we've already got all the juice out of it. I think Google, I'm very curious what's going to happen with Google in the next year. Because I know they've just been legally potentially broken up. So what's going to actually happen to their stock? Or they're not legally broken up. They're being considered, but they have been ruled as a monopoly. What's going to happen next? Because if they have to open up, say, their search data, then all of a sudden their value gets significantly cut. Because something like, man. Yeah, that's right. Eric Schmidt said that Google's losing because of work from home. I want to read that. Because that sounds kind of ridiculous. They pass go and collect $200. Yeah, it's going to be fun. They still have to appeal. Yeah, they still have like a year, 2 years left before we get the actual answers out. But, man, it's going to be wild. The legal ruling was only about them paying people to default to Google. It wasn't about this behavior. Oh, it was only about that, the default. Yeah, but then you have what's it called? Apple iOS stuff. That's going to be complicated and all that. Steal all your content and hire lawyers when you win. It's a stupid take. I want to read the stupid take. Okay, well, we're going to have to read that stupid take next then. All right, the name is, I think Google's in a lot of trouble. I do think Google's in a lot of trouble. I'm sure a lot of it will be hired or fined due to nepotism. You know what's going to happen? Google's going to be in all this trouble. They're going to grease the right pockets. Can we just be real here? They're going to somehow get a law passed or something against them that's going to be like, oh, you have to do these things. And then they'll do those things. And then it won't be a lot. It'll be just enough for them to have to cut around a small corner, right? Like they have to separate out AI and search crawling. So therefore, they'll just have two crawlers forked from the same piece of code. It'll be malicious compliance all the way through. Done and done.